everyone, this is Mr. Assassin and I'm here today to give my thoughts and review about Toriko chapter 353. And I know this is a late review, but unfortunately I've been busy for Christmas. I'll be busy for New Year's, so you can understand why these reviews come out this late. But without stalling anymore, let's get into the chapter. And if I'm going to talk about this chapter, I should say at the beginning that this is not actually a chapter because nothing new happens. We get to see the 8 kings fighting against the pieces of Acacia. We get to see Stajun and Toriko fighting against Battlewolf Guinness, and apparently the Battlewolf Guinness wasn't watching them this whole time. He was watching the piece of Acacia, and they just now realized it. So he wasn't serious with them. Komatsu finished in Area 6 and now they're heading to Area 2 to Toriko. Overall shows you a bit of the power of the 8 kings, and that's the entire chapter. It doesn't show us Jiro and the Naito, and I really wanted to see Jiro and the Naito, but I guess we'll see that in the later chapter. We now know that God will appear within a week, so this is the final week of Toriko. Let's say the final week of Toriko, because I think it's going to take more than a half a year to finish Toriko if this is truly the end. But I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that they will go on a space journey, because it has been heavily hinted upon in Toriko that they are going to go on a space journey many times, including in the last chapter with them wanting to transform the giant shell from Area 6 into a spaceship, and right now with the mother snake eating space fish. There are fish that fly through space, so it's hinted that they will go into space. And right now, when these battles are going to be over, Toriko will be over on this planet, because if they kill Neo, then they don't have any opponent on planet Earth, or should I say planet Toriko. So my estimate is that Toriko could actually be finished within 6 months, maximum a year. And that's sad. I'm hoping that they will go on the space adventures, but we will see. Now, a very nice overview of the map of their planet is depicted within the first pages of this chapter, and I will put a picture of it somewhere around here, so you can see how everyone is positioned and who are they fighting. First off, the Horse King. We go to the Horse King in Area 8, and the Horse King releases a short breath of air. It says like you give out when you sigh, so just that. And he totally obliterates the piece of Acacia. He pierces through the planet, and his breath comes out in Area 7, I think Area 7, yeah, the monkey restaurant, right near Bambina. So he pierces through the planet, and Bambina easily defeats the piece of Acacia. Bambina wasn't even being serious, he was just playing with it, and yeah, it was a nice playmate, but he was sad when it was all over. Zonge-sama is still there with Bambina, and I don't know what the fuck he's still doing there, because Zonge is one of the craziest characters in Toriko. Like, I don't know how he survived so far in the Gourmet world, because Toriko couldn't do it the first time he stepped in the Gourmet world. He almost died, but Zonge-sama somehow survives in the Gourmet world with Monkey King Bambina, so that's strange but funny at the same time. Then we jump to Area 5 with the Deer King, and the Deer King has one of the most ridiculous power I have seen until now in Toriko. Like, he puts his enemy in a trance. His enemy is somehow hypnotized and he doesn't know where he is right now, and somehow he perceives the passing of time a lot more quicker. Like, in a few seconds, hundreds of millions of years passed, and the piece of Acacia simply rotted away because he incurred the wrath of the Deer King, because he killed 100 of the creatures that inhabited the Deer King's back. And the Deer King was angry, so he put him in this trance, and literally 100 million years passed within like a few seconds, and the piece of Acacia just rotted away. That's an incredible power, and that has to be extrapolated upon. We have to know more about this. Then we go to area 4, and the mother snake simply ate the piece of acacia before the piece of acacia even realized it was being ate. So he had no idea that's how fast the mother snake was. And he was inside the mother snake's stomach and he was being digested, but because there are also a lot of foods in the mother snake's stomach, he was eating the other foods and he was happy until he became digested. That's crazy. That's just mind-boggling. And then we apparently find out that the mother snake was actually eating fish that were flying in space. He was eating stars, he was eating all kinds of ingredients that existed not on this planet but in space around the planet. Because he was so big, the mother snake was so big that he could stretch outside the planet many hundreds of kilometers and simply fish what was flying into space. So crazy. Then we go to area 3 to the Emperor Crow, and the Emperor Crow is I'm having second thoughts about him because I'm not sure what the deal is with the Emperor Crow. So basically when you stay in the shadow of the Emperor Crow, that's the shadow of death, and you basically just disappear from existence. And the piece of acacia was trying to dodge the shadow of the Emperor Crow, but the Emperor Crow just spit out a ball of fire that was as bright as the sun. So the shadow, because he spit it out from his mouth, the shadow of the Emperor Crow fell on everything around the Emperor Crow, and the piece of acacia had nowhere to hide. So he basically was in the shadow of the Emperor Crow and it just disappeared. And it is stated that in the shadow of the Emperor Crow, this piece of acacia, this piece of Neo, even forgot about its appetite. So it forgot about everything. It was literally obliterated in a single second because of the shadow. So I don't know what to think about that, but that's ridiculously powerful. Then in area 2 I already talked about that Toriko and Station were fighting against Guinness, but Guinness was actually expecting the piece of acacia to show up, and that's that. And then we jump to Komatsu, who wants to travel to area 2 to meet up with Toriko. So we don't see Don Slime and Neo, we don't see Master Giro and the Nitro, we don't see Midora and Joe. Am I forgetting someone here? I mean, we don't see a lot of fights, and I was mostly curious about Giro and the Nitro, but I guess we'll see in a later chapter. So that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.